management of the crisis that was then part of Nigerian history.
Hilarious.
I get malaria, my cancer. Behind every successful man, there's a woman at the front.
Live without it. Stop shaking your head. You stop shaking your head. You're one of those who are causing problems.
On action, I don't want somebody.
And daring.
Mr. President, God will ask all of us, but you will be in the front. I will say, I've told the Senate President.
Our nation remains one of the most insecure and least peaceful in the world today, making Nigeria one of the hungriest countries of the world. Nigerians now spend nearly their entire income on feeding.
We may be hungry, but we can manage our hunger.
My appeal is that you dedicate 20% of 2025, roughly 72 days, to visit each of the 36 states.
Catch the drama, feel the excitement on Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri with the Radio Marshal Barry Cosmos. Every weekday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join the conversation on Straight Talk with Barry Cosmos. Straight Talk. Get straight analysis. No bending corners.
Let's be poor. Breathe.
Every day,
every hour,
every minute,
and every second,
breaking news occur
from our villages,
in our cities,
new government policies,
the economy,
politics,
social news,
entertainment news,
security concerns.
We the people converge
to analyze,
separating facts from fiction,
lies and truth.
We dissect,
we integrate,
we harmonize,
we criticize,
and we bring you all the juicy details.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. It is Straight Talk.
Straight Talk.
Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Shall I begin? I am your host. I am your anchorman. I am the presiding bishop of this ministry, and I am awesome. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu One on radio, the Okenze on radio, your big brother on radio. I am the main event, and I am here.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Are you ready?
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Welcome to Straight Talk, everybody. Welcome to the People's Program. It is a Straight Talk. No bending corners. All right. Today we are shifting gears to politics 360 everywhere. But the latest and the most controversial story is the INEC versus ADC Palava. It seems no ending today. We're expecting a court judgment on that particular matter. While we wait for that judgment to come up, let's x-ray most of the things that have gone under the water that have passed through under the bridge, and then we'll see exactly where this whole thing is getting to. The ADC is holding its national convention today in Abuja, while there are controversies where they said the proposed venue for the Eagle Square in Abuja was denied, but Wike, the FCT minister, has come out to say, show me proof you applied for it. You're just talking to get public sympathy. Where is the proof of your application and endorsement that we received it.
And then we rejected.
And then we have rejected it. So if you cannot show us, keep quiet, don't talk. And that brings a very sweet challenge. Is it that they did not apply and they're saying they applied, or they applied and they didn't recognize it or endorse it? So these are questions to be asked. Shenanigans happening in Nigerian politics. Those are the things we'll be taking a look at today. INEC chair has been in the news for all manner of wrong reasons, from his post on X, and then now he supporting the APC when they won the election in 2023. These are all issues to be on the table. And now, ADC and other political bigwigs are asking for Amopitan to resign and leave INEC. These are all the things coming up from that particular case. And in court, the affidavit INEC produced in court showed that they witnessed the meeting where David Mark and Balagombe and the rest of them, all of them sat down and they affirmed David Mark and Aregbasola as the chairman and secretary and other state or national working executives. That is what INEC has submitted to court, collaborating what ADC have been saying. So on which grounds are they now saying they will not recognize the leadership of the ADC? So these are all very, very strong indications of somebody playing the piper and dictating the tune somewhere. And APC has argued, and the arguments are very convincing. Most of their public image and their attack dogs have been coming up to attack the ADC, saying their problem started in 2022 when a court sacked Nwosu as a chairman. They said, your tenure has expired. Was it APC that was the problem then? And that time, from then till 2026 or 2025, when the ADC merger came on board, within that time, the court sacked David, what's his name, Nwosu. What happened? Who was the leader? So, maintain status quo. Are we going back to when the court sacked David Mark, Nwosu, or we're coming to when David Mark was already agreed in a meeting, INEC themselves witnessed and endorsed the whole proceedings? Just because of maintain status quo antebellum, you do recognize what you were part of. These are all issues to be discussed here on the show. Well, I am here with my microphone partner, Mrs. Dawn George Ekoma, the Alpha Dawn. I'm going to hail you today, man, for this week.
Is there anything?
You look good today.
I know I do.
You know you're good.
Yeah, I know I do.
You see, that's why I don't compliment. If I talk, instead of going to tell me thank you,
I know I do, because I don't understand this, your compliment. Is there anything attached to the compliment?
You don't understand. You see, now they push me to do them. I don't do them, I don't hear that now. You see why I know they do them?
Why are you soliciting for help now?
I am not soliciting. Then they worry me. They call me say I don't compliment you.
Because you're not doing your job.
I am not doing this
properly.
I don't do them now. You still have to tell me thank you, acceptance.
Okay.
You don't even do.
Thank you.
You don't ask whether there's something there behind. No wahala. All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. This is Straight Talk Live on Echo FM 100.7. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Michelle, and this is Straight Talk. Let's just take a look at what some of the headlines, because there's no time. We are going to carry both the headlines and the conversations together because our time is far gone. We only have just about an hour to have this conversation. So let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. Let's take this one down.
Okay, Tinubu moves against terrorists after fresh military casualties.
How many times Tinubu will move against these terrorists? I don't understand. Well, according to the story on the Punch.
Okay, President Bola Tinubu on Monday held a closed-door meeting with the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oloyede, and a French general at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Sources close to the president who spoke to our correspondent on condition of anonymity described Monday's engagement as part of intensified collaboration on Nigerian security situation. In addition to his earlier engagement, the president also held an emergency security meeting with the service chiefs and intelligence heads. Those in attendance at the meeting include the Chief of Defense Staff, the chiefs of the Army, Navy, and Air Staff, the Director General of the Department of State Services, the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, and the Inspector General of Police.
Well, after meeting with all these people, I hope that they're going to come up with something to help the lives of Nigerians. People are just dying. Now, we don't die from sickness anymore. We die from bullets, cutlass, and all that, and so appalling. Anyway, we move on to the Minister of the FCT, yes, Wike, who have...
dead.
Okay, he said, oh yeah, show me the proof. It's on the Punch newspaper. That is what Wike is saying. He said, convention bending the road, Wike dares ADC to approve application. All right. ADC, oh yeah, show me your water, bam, 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 bam. Power subsidy hits 418 billion naira. Losses exceed 300 billion naira. Why are we losing and yet we're subsidizing? They say subsidy is gone, but for power and electricity, and we're still hearing that they're subsidizing 418 billion for darkness. Unbelievable. I say for darkness because we have been in darkness. Nigerians have been in darkness, and yet we pay 418 billion naira for subsidy, and you are now losing 300 billion. Unbelievable. So this is almost $1 trillion naira thrown to the dustbin, if you ask me. APC Group 6 implementation of military pensions board appointment.
Yeah.
All right. What would this board do? Are the pensioners going to get their gratuities on time? What exactly would they do, if not just another pipeline to
extort money anyway?
Because normally this board are supposed to do well, but unfortunately. All right. UN reaffirms support for Nigeria's led solution. Okay. We have this story. I think that story should be on the papers where this World Bank, they don't carry their problem come again. But definitely, I'm going to look for that news. Let's take the Vanguard newspaper now.
Okay, Middle East war. How federal government is responding to global economic shock. Edu.
Well, the federal government has taken concrete steps in responding to the current global economic uncertainties. Now when they wake up, after the thing done, they try to come down. All right, well, talking about this Middle East war, we know that Donald Trump has ordered another blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, where he said it is not Iran's property, it's the world property. And anybody who is paying Iran toll to pass the oil, because China has been enjoying like a free flow of those things, and the United States and the rest of Europe are suffering. And Donald Trump has now ordered a U.S. military naval ship to blockade that road. It's either you go back or don't even come at all. So if they do that, they now make sure all the monies Iran they are getting will not go. So has Iran now lost the Strait of Hormuz? Because that's been their stronghold. If U.S. now blockade that place, so what authority does the Iran have on that Strait of Hormuz? Very calculative there. If you ask me, Donald Trump, I don't know where that man they get his sense from, but definitely at the end of the day, some people may say whatever you like about him, but he does what he does in the Trump's way. And that's the update from that. They have walked away from the conversations, that negotiations brokered by Pakistan to bring peace. America said you must commit to nuclear warheads development. Iran say no, they will not do that. And that is the impasse there. If they decide that, okay, we're not going to do any nuclear weapons again, then they can have peace. But they have said no. American government say, all right, we'll send it back to the Stone Age. And this is exactly what's happening at that Strait of Hormuz. Do you think this whole thing has any sight anywhere we're going to end this Middle East crisis based on what Iran is saying and then what the U.S. is saying? Because the U.S. is standing firm, no nuclear weapon. Iran is saying we will not commit to that.
It's actually funny because Trump is actually not giving up.
Okay.
It's like it's a do or die thing now. Since you don't want, okay, for Trump to have actually said, okay, let's go like this, let's create peace, or let's do this way, and Iran is standing on their ground saying they won't do this. And of course, they already know who Trump is. He would definitely look for so many means to actually, do whatever he wants to do and still get away with it. So, I don't know. Yeah.
He really gets away with it.
Yes, he does.
All right. And of course, I think one final thing we need to know about that issue in Iran is that Israel is around the corner, still bombing, because Israel is not part of the negotiation between America and Iran. So Israel is still bombing, but this time around they're facing Hezbollah in, is it Lebanon? Yeah, Hezbollah in Lebanon. They're bombarding that place like tomorrow no day. I saw a video where a whole skyscraper will just collapse to the ground. So it's very difficult to build, very easy to destroy. Anyway, those are the updates from there. But yet again, this man has stepped into the war now. Putin. Putin came up openly and said they are standing solidly behind Iran since U.S. now went to block the Strait of Hormuz. So it's becoming messy. Are we heading to a World War III? That is what everybody is afraid of. All right, we move on now to the Daily Post newspaper. And the Daily Post newspaper, let's take some more headlines there. Okay. Yes. That is the story I've been looking for. Because World Bank don't carry their while come. After this, we'll go straight to the news. All right. Probably let's go straight to our commercial decks. And then when we come back, this story is very important. I want us to talk about it a little brief, so we'll give it some time. Let's not hurry. We take a little break. By the time we come back from our commercial break, the phone lines will be open so that we can have conversation.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7. Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Welcome to the news update on Echo FM 100.7, the station with fair and balanced reporting. Here are the latest stories we are keeping tabs on. The federal government has announced the commencement of applications for the second cohort of its technical and vocational education and training program aimed at boosting skills acquisition and employment. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, disclosed this in a post on his X handle, describing the initiative as a key component of the administration's human capital development drive. He urged Nigerians across age groups to take advantage of the opportunity. The new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has again written to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, demanding immediate compliance with a subsisting court judgment and requesting a meeting to address what it described as the Commission's continued non-compliance. While reiterating its legal position, NNPP stressed that court judgments remain binding until set aside by a superior court. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has filed an amended 9-count charge against the former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai over alleged fraud, abuse of office, and corruption. The ICPC had earlier arraigned El-Rufai before on allegations of abuse of office, fraud, attempted fraud, and granting of undue advantage. The former governor had been in ICPC custody from February 19 until March 28, when he was temporarily released on compassionate grounds to attend the burial of his mother. Suspected Fulani herders have allegedly killed a 47-year-old farmer in Asa village, Okelade area of Ido local government area, Oyo State, while Olubadan has summoned the police over the incidents. Confirming the incident, Oba Wahab Olabanji, the Okelade Okin, stated the attack was carried out by 3 suspected Fulani herders. He added that one of the suspects had been arrested and handed over to the police for further investigation. A colonel and 6 soldiers of the Nigerian army have been killed by Boko Haram insurgents in Borno State. This came as a mobile police officer and 13 others were reportedly killed in fresh attacks by suspected armed headsmen in Otukpo and Apa local government area of Benue State. Confirming the attack in Apa LGA, the council chairman Adams Ochega described the situation as unfortunate and appealed for calm, assuring residents that security had been reinforced in the affected communities. And in sports, Manchester United interim boss Michael Carrick blasted referee Paul Tierney for sending off Lisandro Martinez in the 2-1 defeat against Leeds. Martinez was dismissed in the second half at Old Trafford after the United defender pulled the hair of Leeds striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He could face a 3-match ban and asked if United would appeal. Carrick stated that he is going to have to discuss it, but thinks it is a bad decision. And in the world of business, the Nigerian Naira showed signs of marginal recovery as the foreign exchange market reacted to mid-month liquidity shifts and ongoing central bank interventions. In the Nigerian foreign exchange market, the Naira opened trading at approximately 1,358 Naira 20 kobo per dollar. During the first few hours of trading, the currency fluctuated between a low of 1,357 Naira 31 kobo and a high of 1,358 Naira 63 kobo, reflecting a relatively stable environment as commercial banks and institutional investors manage their daily requirements. And on the foreign scene, Turkey has stepped up humanitarian support to victims of insurgency in Adamawa State. delivering 36 tons of food aid to internally displaced persons affected by attacks from Boko Haram. The intervention carried out through Turkey's Disaster and Emergency Management Authority, AFAD, was implemented in partnership with the United Nations and targeted residents of the Makohi internally displaced persons camp near Yola. And that is all for the news update at 10 as edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms. On Facebook is Echo FM, on X at Echo FM_over, on Instagram and YouTube Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. And that is a news update at 10. Thank you for listening.
It's the sound of the city. Echo 100.7.
Every day,
every hour,
every minute,
and every second,
breaking news occur
from our villages,
in our cities,
new government policies,
the economy,
politics,
social news,
entertainment news,
security concerns.
We the people converge
to analyze,
separating facts from fiction,
lies and truth.
We dissect,
we integrate,
we harmonize,
we criticize,
and we bring you all the juicy details.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. It is Straight Talk.
Straight Talk.
Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Shall I begin? I am your host. I am your anchorman. I am the presiding bishop of this ministry, and I am awesome. My name is Barry Cosmos, the Radio Marshal, the Buruburu One on radio, the Okenze on radio, your big brother on radio. I am the main event, and I am here.
Live on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri.
Are you ready?
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's Straight Talk live from Echo FM 100.7 with the Radio Marshal, Barry Cosmos, and Don George. All right, let's go straight into the conversation. Before I take some of these messages, we have a situation where we are getting very, very serious. World Bank getting involved with Nigerian activities again, and this time around, remember, the same World Bank that encouraged Nigeria to float our naira, the same World Bank has been pushing Nigeria to remove fuel subsidies, saying it's going to stabilize Nigeria economy, it's going to make our local production increase and all that. The same World Bank, they did everything, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu bought it hook, line, and sinker. and remove fuel subsidy, floated in naira, and other increased interest rates. These were all World Bank's own advice. And then finally, the Dangote refinery started working, and then we stopped importing fuel. Now the World Bank came again, started advising Nigeria again to stop and rely more on importation. They said we should remove this so that we can develop our local companies. Now, a local company in Nigeria is operating, and we are no longer needing to import fuel. World Bank said, no. World Bank, imported fuel is cheaper. Nigeria should buy imported fuel and all those craziness that they said. But for the first time in a long, long time, I can't see here anything. Petrol marketers made me happy and proud. They say petrol marketers experts reject World Bank fuel import proposal for Nigeria. But as the World Bank is and what the foreign powers do, they will now go and lobby some individuals to start shouting, our local production is too expensive, imported fuel is cheaper. Now, this imported fuel, mind you, they come to Nigeria, they take our Brent crude, go and refine it, and then sell it back to us, and that's what they want to keep doing. So instead of Nigerian government to be giving Dangote and other modular refineries in Nigeria, they prefer for it to go abroad using their own offshore and what do they call other offshore and the inshore. I mean, if they're off, we go in. So after all those things, they want this to go back to status quo. It's just like maintain status quo antebellum in the petroleum sector. And this one, the street man, well, I know why they're talking happy, because for once, we don't have to just carry our money, go dash them. If better say Dangote, our brother, they chop up. That is what makes me happy. So if Dangote can supply fuel, and there are no queues in Nigeria, nobody is complaining, how do you come up and say imported fuel is cheaper? But when you wanted us to float the naira and kill our economy, you came with this same advice, which our present government bought. They started increasing, say they are tightening interest rates. Now borrowers can no longer borrow. Are you aware that bank, so long as you are transacting, bank will just send you money that you are eligible to come and take so and so loan, because we know they go again. All those kind of things. People are no longer taking the loan because it's too high. How can you take interest rate of 28%? How? But that's what the Nigerian government has done. They say they are strengthening the naira. The naira keep dangling between 1,350, 1,000 this. In the official market, in parallel market, is 1,450, as the case may be. And this is one of those things the World Bank does that really, really piss me off. Because you will not allow countries to be on their own, do their things their own way, the way it helps them. Well, petroleum marketers and experts have rejected the Washington-based World Bank's recommendation to Nigeria to open the country's borders for premium motor spirit imports to aid Dangote refinery. Why would you want to aid Dangote refinery, World Bank? Done. Why would they want to do that?
I thought you said they blocked this thing now. So if it's coming from America now, you already know what's happening now.
All right. Okay. They don't block straight up from us, actually.
And Dangote is doing a good job actually transferring or sending his fuel around most African countries. So, I mean, if you block this place now, there's another door that would open.
I mean, that's the biggest refinery in the world. So why do we need to import fuel? World Bank, they make we day our day. Now, which in Nigeria they tell you, stay your own, leave Nigeria matter. I don't know if Nigeria is the only African country in this world. Every time World Bank, IMF, World Bank, IMF. And there's nothing they have ever said that is good. The same World Bank projected that Nigerian economy will grow by 4%, 3%. And after that, they will change the amount. The advice, when you take that, they say, no, they are only advisory. But by the time you advise, you don't give conditions for Nigeria to get loans. You must do this, you must do that. That is why the naira was floated. That is why, because they needed the money. World Bank had to give them conditions, and this is exactly where it has led to us now. Well, thank God for Dangote. We don't need to import fuel anymore. Well, they will still try and cause artificial scarcity or cause problem, or make sure that one problem Dangote will start fighting, especially with Pengasan. Pengasan and Osifo. More than not try Nigerians. They suffer done too much. This one we don't they steady. More than leave them. If Dangote, if they cost, we they buy them, we know they complain. After all, and increase the fuel.
Yeah.
The truth is that if Nigerian government decides to sell crude oil cheap for Dangote to refine and sell cheap to Nigerians, that is where the whole thing will end. You can't sell expensive and then expect Dangote to sell cheap. It's not possible. We are the ones doing our own problems. Government, now you hold yam, now you hold knife. World Bank, stay your own. Day your day. Market doesn't reject you. Stay there. All right, let's move on now and get some of those messages you sent before done. God knows now you go read this newspaper every day here.
Let's go. Read the photo. Good morning, Barry and Judge Donikoma. Happy New Day, you guys. My name is Felix Moses, texting from my humble community, Umahi in Berry. Barry and Don Ekoma, please, can someone tell me where to hide my head now in this country? Because the issue of insecurities in Nigeria have reached an alarming rate. People are being killed in their homes, farmers are killed in their farms, worshippers are being killed in the churches, and mosques, our kings and ezes are being killed in their palaces. Travelers and students are being kidnapped and killed on our roads and schools, respectively. Even when ransoms are paid, traders are being bombed in our markets by our military airstrikes, and they call it mistakes. And finally, our police and soldiers are being attacked and killed in our barracks. And yet our leaders and politicians are busy moving around with bulletproof cars and security men talking and planning on how to win the 2027 elections. Even Tinubu, with all his security men and bulletproof cars, is afraid to move closer to the terrorist victims. Finally, Tinubu meeting with security chiefs will not yield any meaningful results because they lack the technical know-how on how to end insecurities in Nigeria. May God help us out of this guamai that Tinubu and his APC government put us into. Thanks and enjoy your day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A very lengthy one, but very important. I think it captured the entire space in Nigeria right now, everybody who is suffering. But I want to add to something. Please, I want to call on the Imo State Police Command and the Nigerian Army Command at 34 Artillery Brigade here in Obinze. What soldiers have started doing on our roads are beginning to become very annoying. A lot of people will be afraid to say it, but I'll just say it anyway. Yesterday, for the past week now, there's a group of soldiers that are causing a lot of havoc on our G Road around flyover. Every evening, they come there with army truck, wearing masks, looking so like daredevils, with guns. Only they cause hold up that between IMSU Junction and that flyover, the cars will start from around JK Junction, past that particular flyover, and then they block. The kind of both incoming and outgoing, everywhere is just jam-packed. What are they doing? They're not checking for security. They are just collecting money from motorists, intimidating. Yesterday, I was so angry in the bus yesterday because you are tired from work, you want to go home, and you see a blockade by not be police, na army. Na army. With the Nigerian camouflage, the most respected uniform in Nigeria has become, they don't even bad past police. So this is so bad. I'm saying it with all manner of seriousness. We need to take a look at this. Like Imo State government, this is becoming too much. You can't do this outside. Why is it that Imo State thing is always different? People will just do anything here and get away with it. Police go block their own. Army go block their own. Now, not just blocking, they cause serious hold up. And they don't check nothing. Nothing. Private cars pass. You don't see where criminals, they use kaka bus. Once you do mistake to me, they be careful. Don't play with me. Be careful. With that authoritative and intimidating army kind of voice. Extorting money from commuter users. And this is completely wrong. If anybody's not saying it, we are saying it here at Echo FM. We call on our brothers in uniform. That is not your job. They pay you. You can't come there and be extorting. That's armed robbery. You carry guns, stand for road. What's the difference between you with gun and armed robber with gun? You're just a licensed one. You have a license to rob people point blank on the road saying that you are doing what? What exactly are you doing? Every evening, but today, as I don't talk, they go still come. And maybe I go find way, stay one place, do video and post it everywhere so that everybody will see what I'm saying. That is very, very wrong. Please, stay clear of our road. Your job is to make sure people's lives and properties are protected. not to come and extort them, victimize them, and that is completely uncalled for. Me, that's my old man's profession. They did it with all manner of dignity. Yeah. And these young soldiers these days are now rubbishing Nigerian army, doing things that were never seen in the Nigerian army. The khaki is not meant to rob people. The khaki is meant to protect people. Yeah. But right now, you have changed the army into robbery. This is pure robbery on the road with guns. And I need to say it without any fear or contradiction. If you like, come after me, I don't care. But the truth is that you stop this. It's not funny. Apart from that, there are people who are so... I was so fagged out yesterday trying to get to my house, only for me to go and stay there for over 30 to 40 minutes because there is a blockade by the Nigerian army standing on the road. They have a truck packed. Oga go sit down. Boys go there, they collect money. What kind of nonsense is that? Please stop that. It is not your duty. And we're calling on Nigerian army and the Nigerian police leadership to take note. If this is not done, I don't mind. I'll go to the army barracks and I'll still make the same complaint. This is wrong. We have been there, we've lived it, and this is not what Nigerian army is known for. This was never what we... If you see Soldier Man for street before, he is on active duty. What are you doing there? You're saying your presence is protecting... Protecting who, for God's sake? Collecting money from motorists, that's completely wrong. I said I was going to say it, and I've said my piece. Anybody who the vex, may vex, I don't care. But the fact is that we need to tell you the truth. Stay away from our roads and stop robbing people with guns on the road. This is completely wrong, and we must say it is our job to do it, and we have said it. Anybody who feels hurt, well, no apologies to you, but we are so sorry for saying it blunt at the way we are saying it, because the message needs to be said the way it is. This is wrong. Imo State is not a place where you come to enrich yourself illegally. Thank you very much for abiding by the law. Let's go back to our messages. We have Engineer Bukai texting from Futo. Says, good morning, Barry and Don. The submission by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, before the court, affirming that Senator David Mack as ADC National Chairman and Rauf Aregbesola as ADC National Secretary were duly witnessed and validated, constitute a critical reaction in the democratic equation. However, a subsequent refusal to incorporate their names on his official portal introduces a destabilizing variable, thereby disrupting the equilibrium of the system. This contradiction mirrors an incomplete combustion reaction where, despite the availability of sufficient reactants, the process yields undesirable byproducts such as carbon monoxide instead of achieving the expected formation of carbon dioxide. Well, carbon monoxide is a very dangerous gas to inhale. In the same vein, INEC's administrative inconsistency reflects a democratic process of operating under deficient conditions where the transparency and accountability are only partially oxidized. In a properly balanced democratic system, all institutional action should conform to precise stoichiochemistric ratio, ensuring that legal acknowledgement, public documentation, and procedural execution react in perfect proportion to produce legitimacy. However, the present scenario reveals a skewed ratio and imbalance in the democratic chemical equation, resulting in systemic inefficiency and the emission of distrust as a political byproduct. Thus, what ought to be a complete and exothermic reaction radiating confidence and institutional credibility has instead devolved into an incomplete combustion of democratic ideals, leaving behind residues of doubt, opacity, and procedural inconsistency. Engineer Buka, texting from Futo. Engineer Buka, see whatever you are. You don't do it. No key people with physics and chemistry here. I don't read other place. Some people go the one that say that. All right, thank you very much. Making people, taking them back to classroom where Futo lecturers won't kill us with BB grammar. All right, Dr. Mrs. Mao Lebera is next. Done.
Okay, from Owerri, the Bible says that when the religious rule, the people rejoice. And Nigerians today rejoicing or groaning. Governance is about putting the first. Any government that drives its citizens to a desperate situation is not a viable one. Our children are frustrated and depressed across the land, which now affects their minds and education. Nigerians are perpetually groaning, embarrassingly tracked, wandering and gallivanting aimlessly without proper nurturing and guidance. Education and the financial institutions have failed. Governance is in a mess. Corruption has soared to high heavens. Shall we continue to lament in self-pity?
Yeah. Oh, shall we do that? All right, Juju from Equator said double Barry and Lolo don't break. Good morning. Barry, see, Wike is a bloody liar. I heard in Darling FM this morning when Obin Chineke read it out. In otherwise countries, the president, even the chief of army staff should have resigned for these killings in Nigeria. Barry and Don, mark it. APC will cause war in this country. This is the only country that has two currency and two national anthems. Barry, my landlord barrister, dropped quit notice where we used to put NEPA bill for me. Then I did not sign original copy collected by me. Question, did I receive the letter? Dr. Prince Jewel is out of the studio. Not for me. I don't have time for this one. Juju, you won't cause problem this morning. But please take care of Don. Oh. Straight talk, no bending corner. Have a nice day. I'm trying to do that and she's rejecting. So what do you want me to do? All right, Don. Take care of this one.
Barry, the radio marshal, the Buruburu One, Good Don Ekoma, and Prince Chidozie Onwumere, writing from Owerri. The truth is that Tinubu and APC government are just wasting our time all these years for nothing. Right from the so-called Buhari regime, APC government has been moving from one service chief's meeting to another and nothing to show for it. Instead, insecurity is getting worse day by day. And this Tinubu's government has started the same thing like he said he will do. So my brother, America and Israel shall help us because this Tinubu's government is incompetent to help this country because he has failed in all ramifications. In fact, I'm seeing darkness at the end of the tunnel. It's only a person without conscience that will support this failed government. I rest my case. I'm Prince Chidozie Onwumere.
All right. This other one says, Mr. Barry and Judge John, greetings to both of you. Mr. Barry, all the leaders asking the INEC chairman to resign in this time of cashing out and making himself more richer. If the opportunity to the position or the position we have appointed to them, will they resign? Nobody does that here in Nigeria. Anya Kingsley from Abazi, Egbema, Daddy Mary Claret. All right, thank you very much, Daddy Mary Claret. From High Chief Christopher Egwatu. Says, good morning, Mr. Barry and Miss Dawn, a.k.a. Miss Actually. The truth is that Tinubu's desperation have led him into being so greedy, insensitive, and even decrepit. What a word. Or decrepit. I don't know what that means. Imagine how he's currently using INEC boss and Mupiton, his tribesman. Therefore, but have employed all possible and impossible means to go in for 2027 by hook or crook, using INEC, judiciary, military, and other government institutions. But unfortunately, my instinct is telling me that 2027 election will definitely not hold because the tsunami that will emanate from the north will definitely cause havoc in this nation, which may result into military takeover, revolution, restructuring, regional government, or even break up, disintegration. Well, we hope it doesn't get to that kind of thing because that's not what we pray for. All right, let's go back to the phone line. Good morning. Are you serious? Are you serious? All right. Yes, let's take a look at this INEC brouhaha a little bit. INEC is in court today. They said they have witnessed this David Mack, the meeting that brought David Mack. They were there the first, second, and the third meeting. But when INEC chairman was speaking, say initially they were there, but in the final meeting where they were giving the leadership, they were not there. What figure of speech is that?
You said INEC said who?
Yes, INEC chairman said they were there initially at the first meeting and the second one. Then the final meeting for which this particular endorsement of David Mack as the chairman and Arek Basala as the secretary was, they were not there, they did not observe that one. So that is what Amopitan was saying. Even though he wasn't in INEC, chairman
but
position.
But now they have actually accepted that they were there, isn't it?
And that's exactly. They provided affidavit in court stating they witnessed the whole thing. So I don't know where this man is speaking from two sides of his mouth. I listened to his interview with, I think, Dr. Bati, and I listened to all of it. And at the end of the day, it makes no sense what he was saying. He's trying to justify the antebellum, maintain status quo. If you maintain status quo, from where? That's the issue. That's what Abati was asking. He said they have to go back. Now, specify go back to where? Because in between 2022, when INEC derecognized Nwosu as the leader, he was still functioning as a leader. INEC was still taking correspondences from him, and until they handed over to a new one, he was still taking correspondence. On INEC portal, he was still listed as the party chairman. Yeah. So in this whole thing, another angle is that if INEC had not done what they did, remember the case, I think that was in, was it Zamfara? Metawale Zamfara. Metawale lost his election by a landslide. And then a week to the inauguration, a court came that the process that brought in the opposition to Metawale was flawed. Therefore, all the electoral results he garnered, over 500, 600, was now cancelled. Yeah. And then they declared Metawale as the governor of Zamfara State as at that time. So if INEC does not do this now, and then ADC goes ahead to go contest election, probably win any seat in Senate, House of Assembly, and all that. And at the end of the day, the court now goes and says, no, all those things were improperly, the leadership was wrong, and then they lose their days. Yeah. That's what INEC is trying to protect. And that's why they did what they're doing now, to make sure that everything goes according to plan. So that is another angle that have been brought into this. So I'm taking a look at this whole thing. Is INEC right or wrong? That's the question.
Well, are they supposed to be involved in the first place?
Now, that's the big question, because they are involved in electoral matters by law. They're supposed to witness, they're supposed to endorse whatever you have done by the leadership that is recognized by law.
But you're supposed to do it partisan.
Non-partisan.
Very good. And are they carrying it out the way they're supposed to carry it out?
Now, that's the question a lot of people are asking. So, with these two scenarios now, what do you think? Is INEC right in what they did to avert a bigger disaster later on if the Nigerian court? By the way, the Nigerian courts over plethora of cases have been judged by the Supreme Court, which say the court has no jurisdiction to handle any internal matter of a political party. Now, is this not an internal matter? So why are they getting involved in the matter? So there are so many loose angles to this. But right now, there is also NNPP in Kano, where there is a subsisting court judgment for INEC to also comply. INEC has refused to comply on that judgment. Is that judgment not a court order? Why are you rushing to obey this court order of antebellum, and then you're not accepting this one? This brings a lot of credibility questions to INEC. So where do we stand? And this is what we are dealing with today. Politics 360, INEC versus ADC impasse. What are you thinking? What's your thought on this one? 0911 20,022. All right, but before I pick us, let's take this one. Oje Zurubodo Mbam Bam is up again. Please, we have Oje Zurubodo. It will fall in Akwakuma in Owerri North LGA on Saturday, 25th April 2026. Wow. Akwakuma, you are next to enjoy the traditional rendezvous around our traditions and customs. If you know much about your customs, you want people to know about Akwakuma community, the famous Akwakuma Girls. I don't know, nobody talks about Akwakuma Girls. Before, Akwakuma Girls used to be one of the biggest schools in Imo State. Now they have gone down the drain, but I believe they're still strong. So a lot of things. I know little. I have been hearing Akwakuma. But what about Akwakuma? Nobody knows about them. Oje Zurubodo is bringing it to you live. So be part of that one. Look for the Oje Zurubodo symbol and enjoy a lot of largesse. And come to the studio to tell us about Akwakuma community. What do you know about Akwakuma anyway?
It's an Igbo community now. It's actually situated in Imo State, isn't it?
Are you sure this lady is an Igbo woman?
I'm a white woman, I'm sorry.
Is this woman an Igbo woman? Is she from Imo State? Because we're supposed to take her citizenship certificate. Come on for here. All right, thank you very much, everybody. Oje Zurubodo is coming up on Saturday, 25th April. It's around the corner. So Akwakuma, get ready, because the priest and priestess will be there. The whole cast and crew of Echo FM will be there. It's time for you to see them live, interact with them, and of course, take pictures, have interactions, and chop some ngwari. Let me tell you something. In Akwakuma, make we know here so come there, but chopping sing galore is not available. Because done that day, you go carry alabuku, go. Oh, ha.
Which one is alabuku now?
Down, all right. Everybody, let's go back to the program. It is Straight Talk, and we are taking a look at INEC versus ADC impasse. We're bringing a lot of issues. Is INEC right in de-recognizing the leadership of the ADC to avert a bigger catastrophe after the election or during the elections? Of course, nullifying the process that led to David Mark becoming the chairperson of ADC. Remember, the constitution of ADC was changed before they gave them this in. So Kachuku has already lost his own suit, saying the constitution says he must stay for 2 years. That one was already been judged, and Kachuku has been thrown out of the contest. We now have Gombe, who resigned by a written letter, and now he's denying it's forged. So he said it's forged. Definitely, the court judgment has given him legitimacy. It's a little political win. But the substantive case is not had. The lawyers of David Mark have filed for expedite action on that particular case so that they can hear the substantive case if it is going to be thrown away. Today is that day for that ruling. But what do you make of all this INEC and the ADC brouhaha? Let's go to the front lines. Good morning. Who did it?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Barry. Good morning, Tom. My name is Chief Dudu Madia. I usually call from Duchi, Zogrim State, and this morning I'm doing precisely so.
All right.
I want to talk about the problems bedeviling ADC so far. And I want to say summarily that ADC is the architect of our own misfortune. And one would want to know why I'm saying so. One, the case that eventually led to INEC listing their name from our portal was originated by an ADC member. Again, as we speak, a faction of ADC has gone ahead to actually suspend Atiku Abubakar and Babashir Lawal. And the million-dollar question here is, who is responsible for this? Is it Mr. President? Is it APC members or any other group?
On what ground are they suspending Atiku Abubakar?
I think it's a million-dollar question for them. They no best. I mean, it's an internal party crisis. And that's why I've always maintained that I continue to do so. That they should go and solve their internal problems first. You know, because charity, they say, begins at home. Because you have to actually solve, look at you all and know where your problems are started before you can begin to solve them. And by the time you begin to make much about them, that means you'll be getting a white a brick wall at the end of the day. And that's my honest and candid piece of advice to them. Go and sort out your internal problem before I accuse anybody. Thank you very much, and God bless you, Barry.
All right, thank you, Chief Jude.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Don and Barry. Good morning.
Good morning.
That's senior citizen. Good morning, welcome.
Yes, I am senior citizen, Don Barry. Good morning again.
Good morning to you.
You ask yourself, as I've often asked, why are these problems multiplying? In fact, now they are multiplying geometrically.
Yes, sir.
You think you have solved the problem, and then by tomorrow, you see the Hydra headed and go to one problem. It's not about, let me say this, it's not about ADC or APC. It's about the destiny of Nigerians. Barry, what is happening today? You're asking who is right, who is wrong. Does it matter to Nigerians who is right or who is wrong? If you can stop the killings, if the hungry men can find food to eat. But if those who are trekking from us to Douglas because they don't have the money to pay their bus fare, those trekking for Akwakuma to Douglas because they don't have money to pay the fare between, does it matter who is right? But what is the solution to this problem? But I'll keep saying until you stop me that, look, we didn't have this problem 4 years ago because at that time, the surety being assured that your second term is assured before the election was not there. So what we have now experienced, what has put into this problem is that you have a first term, and before you start your first term, then you have disciples and hangers on, call them whatever name you are. There are strategies, there are political plotters, and there are executioners and executors. They arrive at the scene and say, we assure you of your second term. And those who got intended to go to the House of Rep or to the Senate or to the House of Assembly, they start singing that they are standing on the mandate of another person. And you think you can get it right. Barry, anybody who wants to solve the problem of this country must ensure that the Constitution is amended. After all, they amended the one that suited them. To say you come to an election and you say you have consensus. Is that an election? Is consensus an election? We abuse English language as though it is the language of my grandfathers. It is not. But you came there, you say you have a consensus. Yes, we have agreed. And that is politics. And in fact, before we said, don't write anything, you said it has been signed into law. Abba. Anybody who wants to help Nigerians and Nigeria, particularly Nigerians, you may not want to help Nigeria, but help Nigerians. We must bring to an end this question of a second term for anyone. But if they elect you president of Nigeria for 5 years, and you go there and prove that you are a saint, after 5 years, go home. There must be another saint in Nigeria. You cannot be the only saint. And if you are a sinner, a worst sinner, we endure you for 5 years. Thereafter, you go.
All
and
right.
that is the answer to Nigeria's problem. Good morning, Barry.
Thank
Good
you.
morning.
Thank
if
you.
you have a better solution, please let me know. Thank you so much.
All right,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Senior Comrade Linus Duru, Umezano Gwara, the member of Imo State, Nigeria. This is my name and my address.
Okay.
I greet you.
Welcome, Sayolo Hime.
I dock my cap for you.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Yes? You're welcome, ma. See, I hate this name INEC. Personally, I'm talking about my own opinion. I hate this from onset. From Obasanjo 1999, when this name was established. I know it's not going to work out for Nigerians. That independence they put before the name makes it look bad. It doesn't fit Nigeria context. And then, I know about electoral regulatory body from Quebeco. I still know that Quebeco did well. Although there wasn't any crisis like court crisis when Shagarico came. It was only Obafemi Awolowo who was agitating, but he did not go to court as I learned.
Okay.
Good. Then, when we have NEC, National Electoral Commission, it was Abiola and his brother Tofa. So then, we did not see much problem, except when it was annulled. And that annulment does not come from NEC. It's just like military did that.
All right.
Now, we continue now to have independent National Electoral Commission. I know it was a wrong path that name was established because it cannot fit in Nigeria. So what am I demanding now? What I'm demanding now is if government of Nigeria wanted to stay in unity and make sure that democracy works, let them scrap INEC and establish another name for it. Just like as I was agitating for Jeffra to answer from Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you. All right, we just got an information now that ADC has already presented a receipt and the letter of intent to use that particular Eagle Square that Wike has been challenging. That they have now brought out the stuff out, and the next story is that they didn't address it very well. That instead of addressing it to the property manager, they address it to the minister's office, and that is the wrong procedure. So changing from goalpost to goalpost, Wike said they didn't apply to any of it or his office.
Yeah, he
so
didn't come to his table.
All of a sudden, this one is not coming. So that's the latest on that particular story. Wow, this issue is coming. It's just like something is happening. Somebody somewhere is blowing the embers of war, blowing fire somewhere, putting oxygen into a burning fire, and then we just blow the fire will catch and you go and sit there. I said, my hand, no, they don't concern me.
Yeah.
That seems to be one of the issues. Now, talking about Balagombe and the ADC leadership, you saw the video where this young man was struggling to read his own script, Bala Mohammed, and it became so embarrassing. And he lost a lot of credibility and integrity in that part. He struggled so hard. For those of you who have not watched the video, please go and watch that video and see for yourself the person who wants to lead a political party of ADC. It was so embarrassing, I will say the least to that. Well, anybody can make mistakes. Nobody is above mistakes.
Yeah.
But was that a mistake? Or struggling because of English language? Don, you don't want to talk anything?
I don't want to be the one to crucify him.
Nobody asked you to do that. You know?
Okay.
Are you part
maybe,
of...
maybe it depends on the words. Maybe it's maybe the gerund, the law gerund that may have been used in that letter.
But those are very simple, easy words now.
What do you want me to say now? You said I should talk now, so I'm trying to dress the words properly.
Okay. After you go say them in the pamparam. Now you want dress them. Not hear talk. Ay, Jesus. All right, let's continue. So Balagombe struggled to read his own script, and that was not funny. Good morning. Who did there?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Paracosmos and Don Ekom.
Good morning.
Somebody don't come up from hiding place.
Don't worry. You don't know whether I'm coming back from convention or congress. I'm still planning my own.
You are not a party member, so I know you know.
Welcome, my name is Steve Ozem, I'm calling from Owerri.
You're welcome.
You say whether it is a mistake on the side of Gombe, who was struggling to read simple English words. At least that tells you that he was not even the one who wrote that particular press release.
Okay.
Because, yes, there is no way I can write something and I don't know how to pronounce the word. It shows you that somebody called before and said that the problem of ADC is a problem with them. Everybody can see that it is an external problem instigated from somewhere.
Okay.
And that Gombe is being used to destabilize ADC. We have seen that play out in Labour Party. We have seen it play out in PDP. It has become a pattern. Nobody is asking where it is coming from anymore. Before now, we are saying suspects, but now it is obvious. And you see that they're even struggling with them on the venue for their convention. Public property that belongs to every Nigerian, that I can even, if I can be able to pay for it, it can be given to me or my organization. But somebody will say I am the minister of the federal, Federal Capital Territory. Therefore, because it is an opposition political party, they cannot use it. But APC was free to use Eagle Square. PDP in their own convention, a party that was virtually existing, was granted access to whether it is Abiola, whatever you call it. Nobody quarrel over it. It comes to the side of ADC. You don't want them to use it. When they want to try to use a private property, you intimidate the owners and they will say no. So you don't even want them to have their congress. Barry, I don't know. What the picture is clear. When somebody is talking about INEC, believe you me, Nigeria will be a sorry state if we allow Amopitan to conduct the 2027 election. I am one of those who are calling for his resignation because the handwriting is clear that he has taken side already. So I want them to allow the opposition to breathe. Please, it's not an internal matter of the opposition. It is being instigated. This is a character of what do you call it? Is it a coward? You don't want somebody to compete with you. Compete now. Let's test popularity. Politics is all about testing of popularity. Let's see who Nigerians want and who is more popular. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling.
All right, that was Steve Ozomena.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
All right. Now, I am taking a look at the protest by the Bala Gombe-led members of the ADC. There are quite substantial number of people who were there. And for the first time, they did a protest, and we didn't see people aggrieved that they didn't give them the money they promised them. That has not come out in Abuja since then. We've seen a handful of people, definitely not very much, but at least they are there. Unlike when the ADC did a protest or the David Mark-led faction, whoops, that crowd was something else.
Yeah.
All right, so we are taking a look at all this impasse. The Bala Mohammed led this in. INEC has given kind of a broad shoulder to Bala Mohammed to rely on in this matter by de-recognizing, what's his name again, David Mark and Eric Basola. And this man has been touted to be sponsored. But at the end of the day, he has denied it altogether. So what do you make of all this, everybody? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Barry. Good morning, Don.
Yes, welcome.
My name is Albert. I call from Port Harcourt. Yeah, it's very glaring that there's an external hand in what is happening to ADC. Toby was on national TV last night, and he also reiterated it. Everybody knows it. And it was obvious the way the man was stuttering the words. It's very obvious he wasn't the one that wrote those things. And this is the person that is dragging to be the leader of a party. How can that party stand with such person as their leader? That is quite unfortunate. And APC, the way they are going about this thing, they are not even ashamed of themselves. Look at Minister of the FCT, who is a PDP by party and APC by nature. It is very glaring too. It was on national television telling us that ADC should produce the document. Now they produce the document. He's trying to say another thing. Why are these people afraid of competition? You have 31 governors under your fold, yet you are not comfortable with one party coming up with a leader or a contestant. It's quite bad. Democracy is really threatened in this country. And as long as George Amopitan remains the INEC chairman, he is already biased. We can't have a credible election.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, our time is almost up. Let's just take some few messages here done.
Okay, good morning, Barry and Don Ikoma. I am Samuel Okwara from Dimago, Isikenesi. ADC has already replied Wike with evidence of application for the use of Eagles Square. The letter of application is already in the public domain, confirming acknowledgement from the office of the FCT minister. And after seeing that, Wike turned around to say they did not apply to the right person. Wike is plain dirty, and it's not good for democracy.
All right. Good morning, Barry and George. My name still remains Felix Nwozuz. Still texting from my humble community, Umahenimberi. INEC, the judiciary are the big problems we have in this country. Everything INEC does now in this country is very, very wrong. How can INEC delete ADC party just because they are afraid of a big opposition? ADC is a thorn on the flesh of the APC. That is the gospel according to this man from Umwehi, Felix Nwozozo. Comrade Ampadek Chidozen was texting from Umwakana Haji, the most peaceful community in Imo State, says, good morning, Echo FM. Good morning, Barry and Ekoma. Since 1999 to date, we have never had an INEC with human face. As far as the INEC boss is appointed by the president, he or she must favor his boss. He, she, or shim. Because we have shim these days. All right, let's take this on that.
Barry and Don, happy morning. Barry, APC is behind all these shenanigans. APC cannot, under normal circumstances, cannot win another election in this country. That is why all this nonsense. It's a shame, the people's elder.
Elder Chijoke, the people's elder. On that, to this, we say good morning, my brother and this colleague. Barry, you are aware of what APC government is doing in Imo State to other political parties like ADC, to be precise. Wherever the ADC is holding either political meetings, the APC government, which are now will ensure that the meeting must not go, either using some hoodlums to scatter them by using forcefully intimidation or for the party not to hold. Why? Why are they doing this? Well, you ask the question, the people answer. Good morning, Barry. Quest Cosmos, the one on radio, and Mrs. Donna Ekoma. For us to get the electoral process right, the president should stop appointing the INEC chairman. The INEC chairman should be elected by a board comprising of the registered political parties. Otherwise, the rot continues. Henry Naji from our former market, Old Road, Nekede. And for the first time, somebody said this and gave a solution to be voted by heads of these political parties. If it makes sense like that, Sha. All right, done. Let's take this one.
Okay. Good morning, Barry. My name remains Samuel. The planned National Convention of the African Democratic Congress is ongoing at Rainbow Event Center in Abuja. Ignore any news that the venue has been cancelled.
All right. And on that note, we'll be coming to a wrap on today's program. It's been wonderful. Okay. Today, we wait the final decision of the Supreme Court on the ADC matter. Maybe it's going to put it to rest or escalate the tension in the country. We do hope that the court, in its wisdom, do the right thing. Right. Thank you very much. My name is Barry Cosmos, and of course, I'll be stepping away because the Slim Diva looking so gorgeous. All right, today, what are you planning? The other day, when they call big name, what did that name you were called yesterday? Wait a minute, now you call him now. Wait, you know. No, the one we get plenty alphabet. It's in long. I love you pronounce. So, and of course, I was looking at some of the things you're saying. Most of them, I was like, this country, everybody they pass through this, but at the end of the day, we don't know what it be. Thank you very much for always educating us. I believe in, but done is staying. Bye-bye.
Fourth Nine is a rising music artist from Edo State, known for tracks